After a bunch of reviews of S25 Ultra, people kind of feel ripped off from Samsung, and there are one of three reasons, although Samsung didn't. By the way, if you are up for getting the S25 Ultra, pre-orders are out and you can avail a free $50 credit and up to double storage option. Link is in the description or check the prior listed in this video. Even before the launch, we already confirmed Samsung is going to remove a Bluetooth functionality from S Pen on S25 Ultra. And with that, you're no longer able to use S Pen as a shutter button or use the air gestures on the S25 Ultra. And this happens because Samsung removed a battery from S Pen and there's no charging space inside of a phone to actually charge your S Pen from S25 Ultra. And if you think, can you use S24 Ultra S Pen? You can, but how would you charge that? And the new S Pen on the S25 Ultra is lighter compared to the S Pen on the S24 Ultra because no battery in it. Now, according to Samsung, there is less than 1% of the users actually use the S Pen gestures, and they saw no point of adding this feature in the S25 Ultra. Doesn't make any sense though, because even in my previous videos, bunch of people commented on my videos, they want this feature yet not here. There are two more reasons, but before that, if you're up for getting the S25 Ultra, then this is the right time as Samsung is offering big pre-order deals, which you can check from a prior listed in this video. The second reason is kinda big one, and I would have to back this statement. Samsung's worst decision of going for 12GB of RAM on the S25 Ultra. I mean, are you guys serious? Cost-cutting strategy at its peak. Now, I know not a lot of people use this much RAM, but having an extra RAM option is always welcome, since other competitors offer such features in their phones. Now, even bad thing is, Samsung offers 16GB of RAM in S25 Ultra, but in selected regions. Why? This shouldn't happen. Even now, the base and the Plus model of S25 both gets a 12GB of RAM. So basically, there's no difference in performance in all three devices. The third one is not a missing feature, but people really want an update: the battery size of S25 Ultra. This year, every brand gave us the bigger batteries, being OnePlus or Vivo, and they opted for different battery technology. But while looking at the battery results of 5000 mAh battery and a 45W fast charger, I'm kinda surprised with how well Samsung manages the battery life on the S25 Ultra. Even the battery test proves it. So I've got two different battery tests to share, which will give you a better idea how it will perform against the iPhone 16 Pro Max and how it will drain battery in a normal usage. Now, the first test was from my fellow YouTuber Matt Tech Talk, and he got a pretty useful insights, running Geekbench 6, Geekbench AI test, 3D Wildlife Extreme, 3D Ray Tracing, and T2 Benchmark, Disk Speed Test, and Thermal Management Test. Both phones perform exceptionally well in this battery drain test. Samsung was a little bit ahead in this battery test because it has no SIM card in it, where the iPhone got a cellular connection. But after this test ends, the iPhone 16 Pro Max was at 78%, while the S25 Ultra at 79%, bare minimum difference between both devices. I would say Samsung did a great job of optimizing the Snapdragon 8 Elite, but I've seen some discrepancies with his test. While tracking his test, the battery was different with the different tests, so I don't know how did he manage to get these results. But the second one is a real test from another fellow YouTuber. But if you're up for the S25 Ultra, this is the right time. Samsung is offering massive pre-order deals, which you can check from a prior listed in this video. The second test was done by none other than Ben from Lover of Tech. Now, he put to test S25 Ultra, iPhone 16 Pro Max, and the S24 Ultra. Due to his hard efforts he put in for the 8 hours live stream for the battery test of S25 Ultra, I don't want to spoil his video, but I'll give you an idea of how each phone performed, and I'm kinda surprised, since S25 Ultra performed much better compared to a brand new S24 Ultra. I mean, he used a brand new S24 Ultra for this test. But I have to say, S25 Ultra still falls short of the iPhone 16 Pro Max, but it is great to see for the first time Samsung manages to cross the 7 hours mark. Although Samsung go with the same 5000 mAh battery and a 45W fast charger, but manages both things better. Even S25 Ultra charges quicker compared to the S24 Ultra. Not a whole lot, but there's a significant difference between the S25 and the S24 Ultra. Now, these are the battery test numbers, but I've also got the camera test between the iPhone and the S25 Ultra. Now, both the phones were at default settings, where S25 Ultra was set to 12 megapixel and even the new 50 megapixel ultra-wide sensor was set to 12 megapixel, although iPhone 16 Pro Max was set at 24 megapixel. Side note, S25 Ultra brings more details since it came with the 200 megapixel sensor. Thanks to TechRadar for sharing these samples. So this is the first sample between the S25 Ultra and the iPhone 16 Pro Max. There are a couple of things we need to notice. Generally, Samsung overexposed the picture, but in this sample, both performs exceptionally well. The only difference we can see is the light. S25 Ultra brings slightly more light to the picture, while the iPhone manages it better. The second sample was more or less a true Android versus the iPhone picture. In this samples, I would say Samsung slightly overexposed the image, and with the new software update, we can manage to get it better. This is a massive difference between the S25 Ultra and iPhone 16 Pro Max. This is another image from S25 Ultra only, but this doesn't look that good. Samsung needs to work on green and blue. This one is overexposed, but will get better with the latest software update. Although, if you're up for buying the S25 Ultra, Samsung is offering great pre-order deals and free credit, which you can avail from our prior listed in this video. Now, the telephoto sensor was really good on S25 Ultra, far better compared to the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Now, iPhone 16 Pro Max has a 12-megapixel 5x telephoto sensor, where the S25 Ultra has a 50-megapixel 5x. And in this picture, the digital zoom applied, where 50-megapixel 5x pushed to 10-megapixel, and same on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. The bird is completely clear on S25 Ultra, even we can clearly see the bird's eye, but the iPhone 16 Pro Max makes it completely black. Although Samsung tries to put more light into the image but manages it really well. Nighttime photos is something really good on both phones, but Samsung was always ahead in the lighting, brings more light to the image. Now personally, I would buy both, since iPhone 16 Pro Max also brings really good pictures. Also, this ultra-wide shot brings more light to the image, and it totally depends on your taste. Some like the S25 Ultra and some like the iPhone 16 Pro Max. This is another telephoto shot on the S25 Ultra versus the iPhone 16 Pro Max, but for this image, I would go with the S25 Ultra. Perfectly balanced on S25 Ultra compared to the iPhone 16 Pro Max. And last year, there was one small issue with the S24 Ultra cameras, where it brings yellow tint to the selfie shooter, but Ice Universe confirmed it and shared this image where we get the clear face on S25 Ultra but a yellow tint on the S24 Ultra. Problem solved. Make sure to avail the pre-order deals if you're up for buying the S25 Ultra. While we were talking about the price of S25 Ultra and things were looking bad because we expected the price hike this year, but no, Samsung stuck with the same price as last year S24 Ultra at $1,299, which means there is no price hike on S25 Ultra. Also, the great pre-order deals and trade-in values are out, where Samsung are going to offer us at most $900 in the trade-in value, which we expect for the S24 Ultra. Also, Samsung offered double storage option in the S25 Ultra as a pre-order deal, and you can get a $50 credit. Link is in the description to check it out, and along with the double storage option for pre-order, some markets might see a Buds Pro for free with the S25 Ultra. On this note, if you find value from this video, then give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time. Till then, peace out.